You've been told that creating the life you dream of is complicated, that it demands intricate rituals, relentless visualizations, precisely crafted affirmations, and exhausting effort to maintain high energy. But what if I told you that true creation is sacredly simple? So simple, in fact, that its divine elegance is often overlooked. Right now, you are living within a design system of creation, a field rich with boundless potential, sustained by a higher intelligence, a field that doesn't respond to your striving, but to your inner harmony. Yet many approach creation like a battlefield. They try to bend reality with relentless effort. They repeat affirmations they don't trust, imagine futures they doubt, and push for joy while inwardly consumed by fear, lack, and unease. And this is where the whole process unravels. Because in the sacred structure of creation, force disrupts flow. Let's refine this to something timelessly true. Creation isn't about acquiring what you want. It's about stepping into the reality where divine grace has already made it possible. It's not about controlling the outer picture. It's about attuning your inner frequency to draw the picture toward you. This design field holds all potentials: joy and sorrow, wealth and limitation, love and loneliness, vitality and struggle. Every outcome exists, held within divine order. But here's the essential principle. A possibility does not appear in your lived experience until it meets a vessel of harmony. That vessel is you, your focus, your openness, your internal state. These shape your world. Yet many are caught in a spiritual cycle. They look through fear. They obsess over what's missing. They vibrate with scarcity while asking for abundance. In the higher system of design, this becomes distortion, not alignment. You've been taught to run after what you desire. But the sacred path is becoming the version of yourself that no longer needs to chase. It's the one who remembers, I'm already aligned with the life that was crafted for me. The field is waiting for my sincerity. My role isn't to push, it is to align. So why don't people live this way? Because divine simplicity feels unfamiliar. Because surrender seems uncomfortable. Because trusting the unfolding seems like letting go of control. But here lies the sacred paradox. The moment you release the tension of needing, the field begins to move. Here's a glimpse. Remember a moment when something valuable arrived without effort. Maybe you met the right person by chance, or an unexpected door opened, or a powerful insight emerged in stillness. What's the common thread? You weren't grasping. You weren't resisting. You were open, attuned, in a state of trust. That is true creation and harmony. Even if unnoticed, the field wasn't reacting to your words. It was responding to your essence. You could say, I live in abundance endlessly. But if your body still holds fear, if your heart is clinging to lack, if your inner state is addicted to struggle, the field mirrors that unrest. Not because it's cruel, but because it reflects perfect order. Here's the sacred turn. Real manifestation begins when you stop chasing and start embodying. You become the signal. You radiate the alignment. You allow your inner being, not your force, to guide the outcome. But this brings up a deeper question. What does the field truly respond to? Is it thoughts, feelings, beliefs, or choices? And how can you bring all into unity so they speak with one voice? This is where most teachings fragment. They emphasize one part, like thought or emotion, while ignoring the deeper wholeness of the soul. They urge you to think positively while overlooking the unresolved ache within. They ask you to visualize without clearing the blocks that resist. They encourage affirmations while your body remains in survival mode. But the sacred field listens to the full signal your whole being's broadcast. That's why true alignment isn't a mindset, it's a transformation of the entire self. Mind, body, heart, and spirit. In the next phase of this journey, we'll examine how the field truly moves. Why conscious observation alters reality, what it means to bring the unseen into form, and how even your hidden intentions shape your experience. We'll explore the elegant design behind what many call magic, and I'll show you how surrender leads to power, not weakness. So here's a gentle inquiry. Where in your life are you forcing so hard that you've become the block to what you seek? Are you ready to step deeper into this sacred design? Let's go beyond appearances, into the architecture that's been whispering to your soul all along. The field of creation doesn't react to your need. It reflects your balance. At its essence, manifestation isn't only about thoughts, or only emotions, or only action. It's about their holy union into one clear vibration. Picture the field as a divine translator. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions unify, the signal is strong, the message is pure, and the response comes swiftly. But when your thoughts pull one way, your heart another, and your behavior a third, the signal breaks apart. The field doesn't echo coherence, it reflects confusion. Here's where sacred awareness comes in, an eternal truth now mirrored by quantum insight. At the tiniest level, particles remain in potential, a wave of infinite possibilities. But when an observer focuses, the wave collapses into a visible reality. Decisions form. The hidden becomes manifest. But here's the deeper layer. The observer is not just your surface thoughts. It's also your inner imprint, your subconscious frequency. So even if you long for wealth with your conscious mind, if your inner self is still rooted in fear, the field tunes into that. Your deeper state becomes the observer, shaping outcomes you never asked for. That's why many feel blocked. They align in words, but forget the unseen beliefs guiding their lives. And within the divine system of creation, what's hidden still speaks. Yet here's where wonder truly begins. Modern researchers like Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton now confirm what sacred wisdom has long whispered. The heart emits a magnetic force far stronger than the brain. This field of the heart radiates outward, connecting seamlessly with the grand field of creation. When heart and mind unite, you emit a luminous, unified signal. When they remain misaligned, the signal shatters. This is why attempting to create from thought alone so often collapses. Without the emotional thread, the deeply felt sense of inner harmony, the field of creation lacks a clear signal to respond to. And this is exactly where people drift off course. They believe they can think their way into transformation, but in truth, they must feel their way into divine alignment. You cannot merely declare what you desire. You must become the living vessel in harmony with it. This requires tuning your body, your breath, your nervous system, your beliefs, and your daily choices into sacred resonance. This isn't a one-time ceremony. It's an ongoing dedication. Let's make this real. Imagine you wish to manifest love. You could craft affirmations, build vision boards, imagine the ideal soulmate. Yet if your inner being still carries wounds of unworthiness, if your nervous system anticipates rejection, if your heart is shielded by fear, the field perceives that unrest. It detects the discord, and what comes back are more longings, more searching, more near-miss experiences. Not because you're being punished, but because the field mirrors with immaculate precision the frequency you emit most. So what is the shift? The shift is coherence, feeling whole now, rehearsing the emotions of your desire before it appears, embodying the state of already receiving what has been destined. Then the field can crystallize that timeline into form. You first become the signal, and then the form follows. Now, this may feel like a lot, but here lies the sacred truth. The more you release the urge to control outcomes and focus on attuning your inner state, the more swiftly divine order responds. This is why the video calls it simple, yet so few truly live it. Because the human ego thrives on complication. We crave instructions, shortcuts, step-by-step formulas. But the sacred field is far from mechanical. It's a mirror, a companion, alive, intelligent, responsive, and it awaits your calm, embodied presence. So here is your invitation into a spiritual practice. Take a deep breath, now. Notice your body's subtle whispers. Observe where tension resides. Pay attention to the silent stories shaping your perception. And for a moment, soften. Release the grip. Let go of the need to fix, to push, to calculate. Let it dissolve. Feel what it is to be whole, right here, right now, without any requirement for change. This is where your true power begins. Before we go further, I invite you into something that anchors this shift. If a spark within you has been ignited, if you sense awakening, pause and subscribe. Join this sacred exchange. Join this space, this alignment, this community. And in the comments, commit one word, just one, that names the quality you wish to embody this week. Perhaps it's trust, perhaps peace, perhaps radiance. Whatever emerges, honor it. Speak it. Let it live. Because the simple act of naming initiates alignment. Are you prepared to uncover why most people never truly manifest this way? This aspect is profoundly simple, so simple it feels like bending the rules. Shall we dive into the next layer? Why do so few actually do this? Despite countless books, teachings, and endless videos on manifesting, why do so many feel stuck, disappointed, and spiritually depleted? The answer is both simple and jarring, because letting go feels unnatural. The human mind is addicted to control. We've been conditioned to equate effort with worth, struggle with value, and labor with merit. So when we meet a system based on alignment, coherence, and trust in divine timing, it clashes with our old programming. We keep trying to force outcomes, unaware that forcing emits a frequency of mistrust in the process. Let me be clear. Most people who struggle with manifestation fall into the control trap. They vigilantly monitor results. They envision prosperity while anxiously checking their bank balance. They speak of love yet obsess over timing and responses. They talk about healing but scan their body for signs of sickness. In these actions, they transmit a signal of doubt. They affirm one thing with words, yet their nervous system broadcasts another. Why is this so crucial? Because the sacred field doesn't speak English, Spanish, or any human tongue. It speaks frequency, and frequency never lies. You can speak 1,000 perfectly crafted words, but if your body is braced for failure, if your thoughts spiral in fear, if your system floods with stress, the field responds to that deeper, truer broadcast. This is why so many feel drained. They do everything they've been taught, but from a state of tension, scarcity, and hyper-awareness. So they loop back. They manifest more waiting, more striving, more misalignment, because their energy remains tuned to lack. They inhabit not the timeline of receiving, but of reaching. And it becomes even more subtle. The subconscious mind governs about 95% of your life. Its autopilot mode runs your habits, beliefs, emotions, identity. You may consciously yearn for transformation. But if your deeper script still echoes, "I'm not enough, nothing works," or "I must earn everything," then those beliefs will overwhelm your conscious wishes. The wave collapses into the old pattern. This is why affirmations sound hollow, without embodiment. This is why visualizations fragment without emotional coherence. This is why action, divorced from aligned identity, only brings exhaustion. So, what is the antidote? You must realize manifestation isn't an add-on. It's a return, a reawakening to your original design. It's about becoming the version of yourself that already lives in the reality you seek before your eyes perceive it. For example, if you desire abundance, start cultivating the feeling of abundance now, not later, not after proof. No, treat yourself with compassion, presence, and honor. Let go of anxious control and embody the signal of trust. If you seek love, nurture it within your being now. Open your heart. Soften your tone. Become the soul you long to meet. Release the need for validation and live from the truth that you are already whole. If you seek healing, cease chasing defects. Begin blessing what already works. Shift from surviving to flourishing. Express gratitude for the miracle of life coursing through you. And here's the radiant paradox. Once you stop needing it so desperately, it flows to you more swiftly. Not because the field is testing you, but because resistance is softened. So let me ask you, where in your life are you still gripping the wheel with white knuckles? Where are you measuring, tracking, fixing, fearing? What if you loosen that hold, just 10%? Pause on that question. This is not about surrendering action. It's about moving from control-led striving to co-creative flow. And that shift, subtle, divine, revolutionary, is where true manifestation begins. In the next chapter, we will explore uncommon yet deeply transformative methods to recalibrate your entire system. We'll uncover how to dissolve resistance without skipping essential healing, how to build trust with your subconscious, and how to start stepping into your destined timeline. So here's a question to hold gently before we proceed. Where in your life are you gripping so tightly that you've become the very barrier you're trying to remove? And now we stand on the threshold of the most profound truth in manifestation, guided by sacred order, the part almost no one mentions, the element lying hidden in plain view. It's this: you do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. This is not poetic philosophy. It is a foundational law of reality. The field of creation does not respond to wishes or words. It attunes to the frequency you carry, the essence you bring into every breath, thought, and moment. And that frequency is not a single act. It is a living signal shaped through how you move, feel, breathe, and believe. Imagine this: you are a radio. You long for jazz, but stay tuned to heavy metal. You do not get jazz by wishing, you shift the frequency. You change the dial. This is manifestation. You cannot access the timeline your soul aches for while vibrating in the energy of a life you're ready to leave behind. So, how do you shift? You start by noticing. Noticing how your body responds to life. Noticing your breathing under pressure. Noticing the quiet stories running beneath your conscious mind. Most of us manifest unconsciously, stuck in loops of old emotions, old fears, old identities. And the field, infinitely intelligent, mirrors it all. The shift begins not with effort, but with awareness. Not with control, but with embodiment. A deep breath during chaos. A hand over your heart when doubt appears. A sacred question whispered. What would the version of me who has already arrived choose now? And then choose from that place. The field does not require perfection. It asks for coherence. Coherence is when your thoughts, emotions, and actions speak the same language. It's when your inner world hums in one direction. Even moments of coherence carry a massive weight. They create a kind of gravity, pulling aligned timelines toward you. Let's ground this. If you seek abundance, begin with generosity. Give not just money, but presence, attention, time. Train your being to believe, I have enough, even before it seems true. If you seek love, begin with openness. Offer tenderness. Be the space you long for in others. Let your heart be seen. If you seek healing, begin with reverence. Listen deeply to your body. Move it, rest it, bless it, not out of duty, but sacred devotion. This is the way. Simple, quiet, powerful. Few walk it because it demands that you go first. Not with need, but with being. And now let's enter one of the most misunderstood truths. Emotional regulation. Many believe manifesting means feel good all the time. That's not truth. The truth is deeper. Manifestation is not about constant joy. It's about realness. Feeling what arises. Learning how to return to center. It means allowing sadness. Making space for fear without giving it control. It means becoming emotionally fluent, learning to sit with emotion without drowning in it. You will wobble. You will doubt. Old timelines will call you back. This is human. This is sacred. True mastery is not in never falling. It's in how you rise with gentleness and clarity. So take a breath. Right now, ask yourself, what frequency am I living in? Is it fear or faith? Scarcity or sufficiency? Waiting or embodiment? No judgment, just awareness. Awareness opens the gate, and through that gate, sacred choice is born. In the next chapter, we'll anchor all of this, bringing it into daily movement. We'll learn how to walk this, not just know it. How to meet resistance with grace. How to hold your vibration with integrity until it becomes the foundation of your life. But before we continue, thank you. Thank you for being here, for listening, for showing up. If this resonates, subscribe. Join this sacred field. Write in the comments one word that captures your now intention. Perhaps trust. Perhaps soften. Perhaps ignite. Whatever arises, claim it. That one word begins a shift. Now we approach the heart of the truth. And I need you to hear this fully. Manifestation is not performance. It is devotion. It is not something you conquer. It is something you commit to moment by moment, choice by choice. Most get stuck thinking it's about doing more, fixing harder, chasing perfection. But the most aligned creators are not perfect. They are attuned. They remember. They return. Because you will be tested. Old stories will resurface. The illusion of control will tempt you. You'll want to rush, to grasp, to push. But the deeper mastery asks, can you hold your signal when nothing outside has changed? Can you root and trust while evidence remains invisible? Can you stay loyal to the new frequency until the old one fades? This is embodiment. So let's simplify. Each morning, before your phone, pause and ask, what frequency am I choosing today? Scarcity or overflow? Fear or surrender? Attachment or flow? Let your body guide you. It will tell you the truth. You'll feel contraction when you veer off, tension, friction, disconnection. When that happens, pause. No shame, no story. Just breathe, return, ask, what would the aligned version of me do right now? And then take one small step from that place. At night, review the day, not with guilt, but with gentle curiosity. Where did you wobble? Where did you shine? Where did coherence appear? Even briefly, let that awareness become celebration. Here's a quiet truth. Gratitude amplifies frequency. It turns whispers into echoes. It multiplies alignment. Now hear this. Community matters. We are sacred beings, wired for connection. Our nervous systems co-regulate. Our souls mirror. When you surround yourself with those walking this path with reverence, with devotion, your energy rises. Your signal strengthens. So choose your space, not just physically, but energetically. The voices you let in, the stories you rehearse, the environments you anchor in. Let your surroundings affirm who you are becoming. And remember, there is no final arrival. There is only deepening. The journey is not to reach the divine. It is to realize you were never separate. You are within the field, and the field is within you. You are not calling creation from afar. You are creation. You are the wave and the signal. You are the witness and the form. When you shift your inner world, you shift the entire grid of reality around you. So let me offer you this final seed. In the comments, offer one word. One sacred vibration that you are now becoming. Perhaps it's grace. Perhaps anchor. Perhaps believe. Speak it. Claim it. Let it plant in the field. And if this transmission stirred something awake, subscribe. Join this space not as a viewer, but as a participant. This isn't just a video. It's a sanctuary, a sacred space of becoming. You are not alone. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are awakening. You are remembering. You are already the signal you've been searching for. So keep aligning. Keep choosing. Keep walking in the field.